So you want to be a player, but your wheels ain't flying.
When we first got your car, it was all jacked up, old family truckster style.
Yeah.
We hooked it up with this one-of-a-kind hood with Caduceus on it, and check this out.
In the early 2000s, a television show captured the imagination of car enthusiasts and pop culture aficionados alike, blending the allure of automotive transformation with the charisma of hip-hop culture. Pimp My Ride, hosted by the charismatic rapper Exhibit, promised viewers an enthralling spectacle, turning dilapidated vehicles into dazzling masterpieces of automotive art. Each episode presented a narrative of transformation and personalization, where disheartened car owners saw their beleaguered vehicles reborn with flamboyant modifications and state-of-the-art technology. The show's premise was simple yet captivating, offering a blend of human interest stories and mechanical metamorphosis, all set against the backdrop of vibrant street culture. As Pimp My Ride soared in popularity, it became more than just a TV show. It was a cultural phenomenon that defined an era of television and influenced automotive trends worldwide. Viewers tuned in week after week, drawn by the promise of dramatic reveals and the latest in automotive customization. The show's success was undeniable, but beneath the glossy exterior and the exuberant celebrations lay a reality far removed from the glitzy portrayals of transformed rides and grateful car owners. As we peel back the layers of Pimp My Ride's glossy facade, a different narrative emerges, one of controversy, disillusionment, and the complex interplay between reality TV magic and the stark realities faced by the show's participants. Let's delve into the untold stories and the darker side of Pimp My Ride, exploring the chasm between the on-screen spectacle, the off-screen truths that many viewers never saw, and the infamous episode that took the show off air. Pimp My Ride burst onto the MTV scene in 2004, a time when car culture was being fervently celebrated in media, largely fueled by the success of films like The Fast and the Furious. The show's premise was straightforward yet enthralling. Take a worn-down, barely functional vehicle and transform it into a dazzling, personalized ride that reflected the owner's personality and dreams. Hosted by Exhibit, whose charisma and rapport with participants added a layer of authenticity and excitement, the show quickly became a staple of early 2000s pop culture. Each episode followed a predictable yet satisfying formula. A participant with a heartbreaking story about their dilapidated vehicle was surprised by Exhibit, who promised an extraordinary makeover by the skilled team at West Coast Customs. The transformations were radical, often including not just cosmetic enhancements, but also extravagant features like aquariums, espresso machines, and state-of-the-art entertainment systems. These reveals were the emotional climax of each episode, often leading to tears of joy and disbelief from the car owners. The show's appeal was undeniable. It tapped into a universal desire for transformation, and the fantasy of having one's humble belongings turned into objects of envy and admiration. Pimp My Ride wasn't just about cars. It was about granting wishes and making dreams come true, wrapped in the glossy package of MTV's production values. The series became a global phenomenon, spawning international versions and influencing a surge in car customization businesses. However, the sheen of these dramatic transformations began to dull as stories from behind the scenes started to emerge. Contestants revealed a different reality, one that was far from the fairy tale endings portrayed on screen. The customization, while visually stunning, often prioritized form over function, leading to practical issues for the car owners. In some cases, the modifications made the cars impractical for daily use, with added features that were more gimmicky than useful, and, in extreme cases, even illegal for street use. Moreover, the selection process and the portrayal of contestants' backstories were manipulated for maximum emotional impact. Participants were sometimes cast not just for their dire automotive needs, but for their potential to create compelling narratives. Their stories were exaggerated, and their reactions were coached to elicit the desired emotional response from the audience. This manipulation extended to the portrayal of the cars themselves, which were sometimes further damaged or dirtied by the production team to enhance the contrast with the final reveal. The controversy surrounding Pimp My Ride serves as a poignant example of the broader issues within reality TV, where the line between reality and entertainment is often blurred. The show's legacy is thus a complex one, embodying both the transformative power of creativity and the ethical quandaries of reality television production. As we delve deeper into the narrative of Pimp My Ride, we uncover a multifaceted story that reflects the broader dynamics of early 2000s media culture, where spectacle often overshadowed substance, and the pursuit of ratings could lead to questionable ethical decisions. As Pimp My Ride captivated audiences with its stunning automotive transformations, the glossy exterior presented to viewers masked a more complex and often troubling reality behind the scenes. Contestants, once the initial euphoria of their televised experience faded, began to share stories that painted a starkly different picture of their time on the show, revealing the chasm between the on-screen magic and the off-screen challenges they faced. The process of pimping the rides, while seemingly swift and seamless on television, was anything but. Participants recounted extended periods during which their cars were in the shop, leaving them without transportation for months on end. This reality starkly contrasted the show's portrayal of quick turnarounds, highlighting the production's prioritization of dramatic reveals over the practical needs of the contestants. The lengthy customization process not only inconvenienced the participants, but also belied the show's promise of a swift and transformative makeover. Moreover, the modifications, though visually impressive, often did not address the fundamental mechanical issues plaguing the vehicles. Contestants shared stories of cars that, post-makeover, were plagued by the same, if not exacerbated, mechanical failures. The focus on aesthetic enhancements over functional repairs meant that many of the pimped rides were barely more roadworthy than before, with some even becoming less reliable due to the added weight and complexity of the custom features. The controversy extended to the treatment of contestants and the manipulation of their stories. Participants revealed that their backstories were often exaggerated or altered to fit the narrative needs of the show. This manipulation extended to the portrayal of their living situations, with producers staging homes and environments to elicit a particular image or emotional response from the audience. Such revelations underscore the ethical concerns surrounding reality television, where the line between fact and fiction is frequently blurred in the service of entertainment. The most damning allegations, however, involved the show's handling of the cars post-reveal. Contestants reported that some of the more extravagant modifications were either non-functional from the start or were removed immediately after filming, leaving them with vehicles that bore little resemblance to the masterpieces unveiled on screen. This bait-and-switch tactic not only disillusioned the participants, but also raised questions about the authenticity of the transformations and the integrity of the show's producers. The behind-the-scenes reality of Pimp My Ride serves as a cautionary tale about the potential pitfalls of reality television. The show's focus on spectacle over substance and the production's willingness to manipulate both participants and their stories highlight the ethical complexities inherent in this genre of entertainment. The allure of Pimp My Ride lay not just in the visual transformation of the vehicles, but in the promise of a changed life for the contestants. However, the aftermath of the show revealed a reality far removed from the fairy tale endings broadcasted to millions. As the spotlight faded, many participants found themselves grappling with unforeseen consequences, both financial and practical, that stemmed from their involvement in the show. One of the most immediate challenges faced by contestants was the increased financial burden associated with their newly customized vehicles. The extravagant modifications, while visually stunning, significantly raised the car's insurance premiums. For many participants, this unexpected financial strain was compounded by the fact that the modifications did little to enhance the vehicle's reliability or performance. In some cases, the added features and customizations, designed more for show than utility, rendered the cars less practical for everyday use. Participants recounted instances where the elaborate audio systems, interior modifications, and custom lighting, far from improving their driving experience, became sources of constant maintenance issues and financial drain. The mechanical integrity of the vehicle's post-makeover was another area of concern. Despite the outward transformations, many cars continued to suffer from the same mechanical issues that plagued them before their Pimp My Ride makeover. In some instances, the modifications exacerbated existing problems or introduced new ones, leaving contestants with vehicles that were as unreliable as ever. The focus on cosmetic enhancements over functional repairs meant that many participants were left with cars that, beneath their polished exteriors, were ticking time bombs of mechanical failure. The legal implications of the modifications also posed significant challenges for some contestants. Certain custom features installed by the show's mechanics while making for compelling television did not comply with road safety regulations. Participants found themselves in the precarious position of owning vehicles that, while visually spectacular, were not legally roadworthy. This not only limited their ability to use the cars, but also placed them at risk of legal repercussions, further complicating their post-show experiences. The psychological impact of participating in Pimp My Ride also cannot be understated. For many contestants, the initial euphoria of the makeover gave way to a complex mix of emotions, including frustration, disappointment, and a sense of betrayal. The realization that their vehicles were not the dream machines they were made out to be on television, coupled with the financial and practical challenges they faced, led to disillusionment with the show and its producers. This sense of disillusionment was exacerbated by the public nature of their participation, with many contestants facing scrutiny and skepticism from the public and their peers. The aftermath of Pimp My Ride for its contestants paints a sobering picture of the potential consequences of reality television fame. The show's focus on spectacle over substance and the disconnect between the on-screen transformations and the off-screen realities highlight the complex interplay between television entertainment and the real-world implications for those involved. The spectacle of Pimp My Ride lay in its ability to transform the mundane into the extraordinary, turning battered vehicles into eye-catching rides. However, beneath the surface of these visually stunning makeovers lay a troubling reality, a consistent pattern of mechanical oversights that prioritized aesthetic appeal over vehicular functionality and safety. This approach not only compromised the integrity of the vehicles, but also posed significant challenges for the contestants in their everyday lives. The show's modus operandi involved adding flashy, often unnecessary features to the cars, such as elaborate entertainment systems, custom lighting, and exotic finishes. While these modifications succeeded in creating a wow factor for television audiences, they frequently ignored the more pressing mechanical needs of the vehicles. Contestants later reported that their cars, despite looking impressive, continued to suffer from the same mechanical issues that had plagued them before their Pimp My Ride experience. In some cases, the added weight and complexity of the custom features further strained the vehicle's already compromised systems, leading to a decline in performance and reliability. The focus on cosmetic modifications over essential repairs was a source of frustration for many participants. They found themselves in possession of cars that, while visually appealing, were impractical for daily use. Features that were highlighted on the show for their novelty and innovation often proved to be more of a hindrance than a benefit, with some even violating state and federal regulations for road safety. The addition of non-standard lighting, overly tinted windows, and unconventional body modifications left some contestants with vehicles that were not only unreliable, but also illegal to drive in many jurisdictions. The decision to prioritize aesthetics over functionality also raised questions about the show's commitment to genuinely improving the lives of its contestants. Many participants entered the Pimp My Ride process with the hope of receiving much-needed repairs and improvements to their vehicles, only to find that the show's interventions were superficial at best. The realization that the makeovers were designed more for television spectacle than for practical utility led to a sense of disillusionment and, in some cases, regret among the contestants. The mechanical oversights of Pimp My Ride extended beyond the individual vehicles and participants, reflecting broader issues within the realm of reality television. The show's approach underscored the tension between entertainment value and ethical responsibility, highlighting the potential consequences of prioritizing ratings over the real-world needs and well-being of participants. As stories of the show's mechanical neglect came to light, they sparked a conversation about the responsibilities of reality TV producers and the need for greater transparency and accountability in the industry. In examining the mechanical oversights of Pimp My Ride, we are confronted with the complexities of creating entertainment that intersects with real people's lives and livelihoods. The show's legacy, marked by its stunning visual transformations, is also tainted by the repercussions of its superficial approach to vehicle customization. The controversies surrounding Pimp My Ride extended beyond the mechanical and practical issues with the vehicles, delving into the realm of legal and ethical concerns that raised significant questions about the show's production practices. As the series progressed and more contestants shared their experiences, it became evident that the show's approach to vehicle customization and contestant treatment was fraught with issues that went beyond mere entertainment. One of the most glaring concerns was the legality of the modifications made to the vehicles. In their quest to create visually stunning and unique rides, the show's producers often installed features that were not only impractical, but in some cases outright illegal. Modifications such as overly tinted windows, undercarriage neon lighting, and excessive exterior modifications often ran afoul of state and federal vehicle regulations. Contestants found themselves in a precarious position, owning vehicles that attracted unwanted attention from law enforcement and were, in some instances, not legal to drive. This not only put the contestants at risk of legal repercussions, but also highlighted the show's disregard for the long-term implications of their modifications. The ethical concerns extended to the treatment of contestants and the manipulation of their stories. Participants reported that their personal narratives were often exaggerated or altered to fit the show's desired storyline, creating a distorted version of their reality for the sake of entertainment. This manipulation of personal stories not only raised questions about the authenticity of the show, but also about the ethical implications of exploiting real people's lives for ratings. Contestants were sometimes portrayed in a light that did not reflect their true circumstances or personalities, leading to potential misrepresentations that could have lasting impacts on their lives outside the show. Moreover, the show's practice of removing some of the more extravagant modifications after filming further compounded the ethical issues. Contestants were led to believe that the features showcased during the reveal were permanent additions to their vehicles, only to discover that some were removed for being impractical or unsafe. This bait-and-switch tactic not only deceived the contestants, but also the audience, undermining the trust between the viewers and the show. The legal and ethical concerns surrounding Pimp My Ride serve as a microcosm of the broader challenges faced by reality television. The genre's inherent tension between creating engaging content and respecting the rights and well-being of participants came to the forefront in the show's controversies. The revelations about the show's practices prompted a re-evaluation of the responsibilities of reality TV producers and the need for greater oversight and ethical guidelines in the industry. As we reflect on the legal and ethical issues raised by Pimp My Ride, we are reminded of the complex interplay between entertainment, reality, and responsibility. The show's legacy, while marked by its contribution to car culture and entertainment, is also tainted by the controversies that revealed the darker side of reality television. In exploring these issues, we gain insight into the challenges of producing content that respects the dignity and legality of real people's lives while striving to entertain and captivate audiences. As Pimp My Ride navigated through its seasons, the initial enthusiasm and novelty that greeted its arrival began to wane, overshadowed by accumulating controversies and a growing disillusionment among viewers and participants alike. The show's decline in popularity and eventual cancellation were not abrupt, but rather the culmination of various factors that eroded the credibility and appeal of the MTV hit series. One significant factor contributing to the show's decline was the increasing scrutiny of its authenticity. As more contestants came forward with their stories, revealing the discrepancies between their televised experiences and reality, public perception began to shift. The revelations about the mechanical oversights, the temporary nature of some modifications, and the manipulation of contestant stories cast a shadow over the show's integrity. Audiences, once captivated by the dramatic transformations and heartwarming narratives, began to question the veracity of what they were being shown. This erosion of trust made it increasingly difficult for the show to maintain its hold on viewers, who became skeptical of the too-good-to-be-true makeovers. Moreover, the legal and ethical concerns surrounding the vehicle modifications and the treatment of contestants added another layer of controversy. As it became apparent that some of the show's practices could potentially put contestants in legal jeopardy or exploit their personal stories for entertainment, public sentiment began to turn. The allure of the dramatic reveals was dampened by the realization that these transformations could have real-world consequences for the participants, ranging from legal issues with non-compliant vehicle modifications to personal ramifications from the manipulated portrayals of their lives. The changing landscape of television and entertainment also played a role in the show's decline. As viewers became more sophisticated and had access to a wider array of content, the formulaic nature of Pimp My Ride began to lose its appeal. The rise of social media and online platforms provided audiences with new forms of entertainment and ways to engage with content, making traditional reality TV formats seem outdated. The show's repetitive format and lack of innovation in the face of changing viewer preferences contributed to its diminishing relevance. The decision to cancel Pimp My Ride was ultimately a reflection of these compounded issues. The show, once a cultural phenomenon and a defining element of early 2000s pop culture, could no longer sustain its audience in the face of growing controversies and a shifting entertainment landscape. The cancellation marked the end of an era for MTV and for fans of the show, but it also opened up a conversation about the future of reality television and the need for greater transparency, authenticity, and ethical consideration in the genre. In retrospect, the decline and cancellation of Pimp My Ride serve as a cautionary tale about the sustainability of reality TV formats that rely heavily on spectacle and emotional manipulation. The show's legacy, while still remembered fondly by many for its contribution to automotive culture and entertainment, is also marred by the controversies that led to its downfall. The legacy of Pimp My Ride is a complex tapestry woven with threads of innovation, controversy, and cultural influence. While the show undeniably left an indelible mark on automotive culture and reality television, its legacy is also clouded by the controversies that emerged, shedding light on the darker aspects of reality TV production and the ethical considerations therein. Pimp My Ride arrived at a time when car culture was experiencing a renaissance, fueled by a growing fascination with automotive customization and the influence of media like the Fast and the Furious franchise. The show tapped into this zeitgeist, bringing the art of car modification to mainstream audiences and inspiring a generation of enthusiasts to explore the possibilities of automotive personalization. It democratized car culture, making it accessible and appealing to a broad audience and leaving a lasting impact on the automotive industry, with an increase in the popularity of customization shops and aftermarket accessories. However, the show's cultural impact cannot be fully appreciated without acknowledging the controversies that accompanied its success. The revelations from former contestants about the superficial nature of the modifications, the mechanical neglect, and the manipulation of personal narratives exposed the ethical dilemmas inherent in reality TV production. These controversies sparked a broader discourse on the responsibilities of producers to their participants and audiences, highlighting the need for transparency and integrity in the creation of reality-based content. The legal and ethical concerns raised by Pimp My Ride also contributed to a reevaluation of the practices within the reality TV industry. The show's approach to vehicle modifications, often prioritizing aesthetic appeal over legality and safety, raised questions about the standards and regulations governing reality TV productions. It underscored the importance of ensuring that entertainment does not come at the expense of participant welfare or legal compliance, prompting calls for more stringent oversight and ethical guidelines in the industry. Moreover, the show's decline and eventual cancellation in the face of these controversies serve as a testament to the changing dynamics of viewer expectations and the evolving landscape of television entertainment. Audiences increasingly value authenticity and ethical considerations, and shows that fail to uphold these values risk alienation and obsolescence. The story of Pimp My Ride reflects a broader shift in the entertainment industry towards more responsible and authentic storytelling, where the real lives and well-being of participants are given precedence over sensationalism and spectacle. As we conclude our exploration of Pimp My Ride, it's imperative to reflect on the intricate layers of controversy that surrounded this iconic show and how these issues have cast a long shadow over its legacy. The series, once celebrated for its innovative approach to car customization and its vibrant portrayal of automotive culture, ultimately became a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of reality television. The controversies that unraveled in the wake of Pimp My Ride serve as a stark reminder of the ethical responsibilities that producers and networks bear when creating content that intersects with real people's lives. The manipulation of contestant stories, the prioritization of spectacle over substance, and the disregard for the practical and legal implications of the show's modifications underscore the potential harm that can arise when entertainment values supersede ethical considerations. These revelations about Pimp My Ride not only led to a decline in the show's popularity and its eventual cancellation, but also sparked a broader discourse on the nature of reality television itself. They highlighted the need for greater transparency in the production process, a more respectful and truthful portrayal of participants, and a commitment to ensuring that the content does not adversely affect those involved. The show's legacy, therefore, is twofold. It is remembered for its contribution to popularizing car culture and customization, but it is also a reminder of the ethical complexities and challenges inherent in reality TV production. The impact of Pimp My Ride extends beyond its own narrative, influencing the standards and practices of reality television as a whole. It has prompted viewers, producers, and regulatory bodies to reevaluate the balance between creating engaging content and upholding ethical standards. The controversies associated with the show have contributed to a growing demand for authenticity, integrity, and accountability in reality television, shaping the evolution of the genre in the years that followed. In reflecting on the story of Pimp My Ride, we are reminded of the power of television to entertain, inspire, and influence. Yet, we are also reminded of the responsibility that comes with this power, the responsibility to create content that respects the dignity, well-being, and truth of those it portrays. As we move forward in the ever-evolving landscape of media and entertainment, the lessons learned from Pimp My Ride continue to resonate, serving as a guide for the ethical production of reality-based content that honors the reality of the individuals it seeks to entertain. That's it for this video. See you next time.